Good morning and welcome to 25 Minutes from Nashville, or evening, depending on where you are watching this. And as you see, I do have a guest in the car. This is Maya Bergman.
Hello.
Maya, say hello. We are on the way to drop Maya off at the airport. We, depending on when you're watching this, we are wrapping up our first ever music industry boot camp. So I thought it might be cool to, and I haven't told Maya what it is that we talk about. I just said, you're going to be a guest this morning. And tell me what your thoughts were on the music industry blueprint. What were some of your takeaways? And then I want to talk about some of the observations that some of the industry guests had, which some are good, some are bad, and some people need to hear. So tell me your takeaways and your thoughts.
I thought that it was really good to hear what everyone kind of had to say, all the industry people. I thought one of the most helpful things was when Brett Manning kind of helped me out and fixed one of my songs, because a bunch of the industry people said that my breath was off and I was pitchy on that song, and I felt like Brett really helped.
Now let me ask you, it's like, you know, there were a lot of artists who got critiqued, who, in all honesty, kind of moped around for a couple hours after they got their critiques back, because, you know, you guys are all told how great you are all the time. I mean, and this was a chance where these folks were like, in a normal situation, the crowd went, oh my gosh, that was so great, that was so great. But these guys were like fine-tooth combing it. Yeah.
And I think that's really good, because a lot of times you need to hear that. And when in most cases people will say it's really great, you need to know what you need to work on. And I think in that situation, it was very helpful. For me, it was, at least, and I know what I need to work on now, and for the kind of stuff that they're like, or I know a little more of the kind of stuff that they're looking for my age, depending on what they said about the songs. And
what did they say about some of your songs?
they said that one of my songs was too old for me, and that it wasn't very age appropriate, which that was my most interesting comment.
But then what did Brett say about it the next day when he was breaking down the lyrics with you?
He said that it just sounds wrong, because one of the lines is, it only took a touch, you're intoxicating. And
it only took a touch?
It only took a touch, you're intoxicating.
Okay, and what's intoxicating mean?
To me,
okay,
to a lot of people, I think it means, you know, it's involved like with drugs, alcohol, or like sex or whatever.
Sure.
But to me, it just meant that it took you over. You know, it really just, you're just fully, like, you know, you're not really thinking straight. You're this thing, boy, girl, you know, whatever your substance is, took you over. And in my case, it was about a boy who came up to me one time in the hallway, and he just touched me real quick, like, and that's what I meant. Like, it only took a touch, and I thought about you all freaking day.
Right. Now, let's go back. How old were you when you wrote that song?
I was 14.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So everyone but someone else also thought the song was great.
Yeah.
And was perfect for your age. Yes.
It was pretty interesting, because...
So what does that say to you when you're an artist and you're looking at various different opinions? What are you grasping for when you look at these critique sheets?
Well, when I look at the critique sheets, and I have one person saying that it's too old for me and another person saying that it's perfect for my age, I just kind of take it as it's, you know, I'll just have to go back through the lyrics and decide for myself whether I think it's too old for me or not, and do whatever I think's best in that situation.
And another thing too is that they're looking strictly for radio, so it's like it also may be one of those things where you go, well, I guess this just stays in my live set, you know, or doesn't end up. One of the comments that I got a call from actually two different folks, and they really enjoyed the time. They thought, you know, it was a really good situation. One of the things that really bothered them, though, was, and it's funny because it wasn't from any of the artists that were performing, the way that this was laid out, for those of you that weren't there or don't know about it, is we had 11 people who paid for the opportunity to be in front of these, it was booking agents, publishers, A&R folks from the record companies to find out what it is and where they stood. It wasn't a contest. It wasn't an audition. This wasn't The Voice. We weren't voting anybody off the island. You know, there was no rose ceremony at the end. It was basically, this is what we think you still need to work on. And we let it be done in front of a live audience so that the audience could also learn from this, because no one gets to sit in with these people and get this kind of feedback. And some of the attendees, and they'll know who they are when they watch this video, were overheard by industry folks talking smack about the people who were performing. It was like, oh, they don't deserve to be up there, and blah, 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 blah. And the problem that this is everyone had a name tag on. So the industry person, one day you may get to walk in and they're going to go, oh yeah, you're that guy that was talking smack that I saw, you know, that was unappreciative. Or, hey, you were the two girls that were texting back and forth with each other talking smack. Trust me, they watch and they see everything. Why is it? And I want you to be honest, in the early stages, do you as an artist feel that everything's a competition with the other artists that you're in? Or did you?
I mean, to an extent, sort of, because, you know, there's only so many spots and you're all kind of chasing after the same one. But I never really viewed it that way as a competition. I kind of just hope the best for everyone.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Like, in some cases, you know, you just get that in your head where you're like, oh, I really want to be better than them because I want to prove myself and I want to, like, show that I'm just as good as this person or whatever. But in the end, I think it's more important to just, like, support everyone, and you'll get a lot, like, more friends out of it.
I completely agree. It's one of those things, and I'll tell you how this works. You know, there's a lot of artists out there, and a lot of people don't think that everybody watches, or sometimes your actions and things that you say don't make a difference. Not everything is based on talent. I would rather have a good person with a little less talent than a very talented asshole in my life, if that makes any sense. I can work around the other part. So the message that I'm trying to give, and this is what I always try to do, is that just be careful what you're saying, be careful what you're doing. You know your surroundings if you're going to talk crap. You know, a lot of this took place while one of the label people was standing in line for the restroom. They were sitting there overhearing these two girls talk right there in the line at the bathroom. Now, you girls that must go to the restroom in couples, keep your voice down or have somebody watching out. But that's where two of the culprits got busted talking smack, while the other one was waiting in line in the bathroom. So what I want to come from this basically is that the only person you're in competition with is yourself. Maya made a comment. She said there's only a certain number of slots. It's not like they're reserved for duos and young female girls or guys that are from Georgia or, you know, pop divas. It's like we're just out looking, and this is what came from this. And a lot of you watching this won't see the videos or anything, but what they kept coming back was carve your own path, be different. Don't keep coming with the same stuff we've heard over and over and over again. And also, people want to work and invest in good people. And if you're constantly complaining or whatever, another observation that I made, and I said to someone, is I said, listen, smile. You know, pretty people who don't smile are unapproachable, and people that aren't approachable live lonely lives. And if you're an artist, you do not want to live a lonely life because you need people in order to sell. So, any last parting words from you, Miss Maya?
I think you covered it all, but they were all very good points and all very true. And I don't know, I had a great experience this weekend. It was very helpful for me. Tom Jackson was great too, and made some. I really will
at all those turkeys just wandering in that yard. Sorry, you guys can't see that. Yeah, it's a turkey travel. But so what I'll do is I'll have a link and I'll have some excerpts from the from that evening, and then I'm going to try to get it all put together. So some of you that may want to get access to the DVDs from this weekend can. It was a great learning experience. Thank you guys. If you need more information, if this is your first time finding me, all you need to do is log on to my website, musicindustryblueprint.com. I do offer up the 5 secrets to impressing a record company. And then I also want to say I'm always open to conversation as well. You can always hit me up on my email, rick@rickbarker.com. And I appreciate you. So we'll talk to you on the next episode at 25 Minutes from Nashville. We're about to jump on the freeway where it's busy. So we are signing off. See ya.